Class 9, today I am going to start statistic chapter. First of all, you have to know what is the meaning of statistic. So statistic is a branch of mathematics which deals with the collection of data. Means you have lots of data and you are collecting that one to analyze it, to represent it. Then this type of branch is known as a statistic in mathematics. Suppose that this one is the daily expenditure for food of 50 families of the village. Okay, so you can see the daily expenditure of one family is 149, 145, maybe 150, maybe 200, like this it is given. So what you will do, you will construct a frequency distribution table with tally mark for this raw data. They are using tally mark, but in our book it is not given, so we will not use. Okay, so daily expenditure in rupees 75. Okay, so how many persons has 75? It is written frequency 4, means 4% must have 75 as a expenditure. Please count it. 1. Okay, then 2, then 3, and this one is 4. So 4 families are expending rupees 75 each day as a daily expenditure. Like this it is given 90, 110, 125, 145, all the expenditure with family numbers. Okay, frequency is nothing but family numbers. Okay, now see this one, whatever I am showing you from book, please mark this all. Okay, you have to know this all when you are doing the sums of statistic. Now here you can see this one, the changing numerical character is called a variable. Changing numerical characters means which can be changed. Okay, like it is given example, the daily expenditure of a family is a variable. Why variable? Because maybe today your family is expending rupees 150, maybe tomorrow they will expend rupees 200. So it is varying, it is changing. That is why the changing numerical character is called a variable. Okay, so the character which can change each and every day, it is called variable. Okay, there are two types of variable, discrete and continuous. For example, the number of river of a country, the number of members of a family, etc. are discrete variable. Why these all are discrete? Because this one will not change. You will not be able to change your name. Okay, number of members, you will not be able to change your number of members. Name also not be able to change your name also. So this is also discrete variable. But the weight and height of a student, etc. are continuous variable. But you can change, your height can change or your weight can change. Maybe today your weight is 40 kg, maybe after some day it will be 41, 42, it can change. So this one is known as a continuous variable which can change and which is fixed, you will not be able to change. That is known as a discrete variable. So variable are of two types, discrete and continuous. Discrete are those which cannot be changed, and continuous are those which cannot be changed. This one is not so important. I am showing you which one is important. In the next page it has. Now in this one, what you will learn, the difference between the highest and lowest value of a given data is called range. Okay, the difference between the highest and lowest value of a given data. Maybe some data is given to you, the difference of highest and lowest means, suppose that you have a highest value 275 and lowest value is 75. Difference means subtraction to 275 minus 75 will give you 200. So this 200 is nothing but range. Okay, so you have to learn the difference between the highest value and lowest value of a given data is called range. Okay, now come to the next page. This page is very important for you because we will use this page to solve the question. The variables having extended range can be divided into a few classes. Each of this type of class is called class interval. Now you will not understand this one. I am showing you this. Suppose that you have 40 to 50. This one is range. Okay, or maybe 80 to 90. So this is also a class and it is known as a class interval. Okay, when you will do the sums, then you will understand that class interval is nothing but this type of class which has range 40 to 50, 80 to 90. Okay, The number of values of a class included in the class is called class frequency. Now what is class frequency? Class frequency is nothing but the number of value of a class included in the class is called class frequency. Suppose that in 40 to 50 your number of families who are expending rupees 40 or 50 in a day is 2. So this one is nothing but class frequency, which we have done here. Frequency, you can see this is nothing but class frequency, but we are not telling here class frequency. Why? Because here no class interval given. If it is given like this 75 to 80, then we can say this one is class interval and this one is class frequency. Okay, so when you will do the sums, you have to understand that class interval is nothing but the class given to you, and class frequency is the number of things which is included in that one. Okay, so you will learn this and this from here. Now come to class limit. The two end values of the class interval is called class limit. The two end values of a class interval means end value in this one is 40 and 50. So these two are known individually class limit, and this one is class limit. This is lower class limit and this one is upper class limit. Understood? This one is 40 to 50. This is class interval. If frequency is given 2, means two family are spending 40 to 50, then this 2 will be class frequency, and in this limit you have lower value and upper value. This lower and upper value is called class limit. It is written the two end values of a class interval is called class limit. Okay, so 40 is our lower value and 50 is our upper value. Now see, the lesser value of the class in a particular class interval is called lower class limit, and the larger value is called the upper class limit of that class interval. So 40 is known as a lower class limit and 50 is known as a upper class limit. Okay, understood up to here? Now class 9, see this one. The class limit can be expressed in two ways: exclusive method, inclusive method. I am telling you simply that what is exclusive and inclusive method. In exclusive method, this one is class limit 70 to 105, then 105 to 140. You can see that this upper limit of this class interval is same as the lower limit of second class interval. So upper limit of first class interval when equals to the lower limit of the second class interval, again upper limit of the second class interval when equals to the lower limit of the third class interval, again upper limit of the third class interval when equals to the lower limit of the fourth class interval, and so on. It will go like this. Then it is known as a inclusive method. Why? Because here upper and lower will be equal. Okay, then this type of method is known as a exclusive method. Now you can read the definition. The upper limit of each class is expressed as the lower limit of its next class, and the upper limit does not include in that class. It is included into the class just next to it. Okay, so upper limit of this is equals to the lower limit of this when equals to the upper limit of the second class interval. Then you have to understand that this one is known as a exclusive method. Only learn this one, it will be more than enough. Now inclusive method, the numbers indicating the lower and upper limit of the class are included in that class. No need to learn this one, you simply learn when upper limit, see here upper limit is 609, but here lower limit is 69. Here upper limit is 69 and here 70. You can see what they are not same. When they are not same, then this type of method is known as a inclusive, when upper limit of the first class interval is not equals to the lower limit of the second class interval. Now when they are not equal, see here 79 upper limit of the second class and 80 lower limit of the third class. So again they are not equal. So this type of method is known as an inclusive. When they are not equal, at that time what we have to do, we have to find class boundaries, and class boundaries are also divided into two parts: lower class boundary and upper class boundary. Now what is class boundary? See, what is the difference between lower limit of this and upper limit of this? 70 minus 69, 1. So what you have to do, the gap of the class limit of any consecutive classes of statistical data are extend to the two limit. These two limits are called class boundary. What you have to learn from class boundary, from here to here, that gap between a lower limit of the second class interval and upper class interval of the first class interval is known as a class boundary. Then at that time what you will do, I will tell you when I will do the sums. It's better not to concentrate, only learn the definition. The lesser value is called the lower class boundary and the greater value is called upper class boundary. Again, class boundary is divided into two types, lower class boundary and upper class boundary. Okay, so only learn up to here. Now come here, mean value or class mark. The value of a variable that lies exactly at the middle of two class boundary. Suppose that it is your class limit 70 to 105, 100 to 140. So what you will do here, what you will do, when you will add this 2 and divide by 2, when you will add upper class boundary with lower class boundary or upper class limit and lower class limit and divide by 2, then you will get mean value. Okay, means 105 plus 70 divided by 2, then what you will get? Mean value or class mark. It is not given here properly, that is I am telling you. So to learn only, when I will do the sums, then you will understand. Okay, now see here, the mean value of the class interval. Formula is given, upper class limit plus lower class limit by 2 or upper class boundary plus lower class boundary by 2. Now what is the difference between limit and boundary? You know that when you are writing the limit, you are taking this one as a lower limit and this one as a upper limit. But when you are discussing about the class boundary, which type of class interval you are taking? Which is inclusive, means upper class of the first interval is not equals to the lower one with this. Okay, means 70 and 69 will not equal, then this in this type you have to consider class boundary. When we will do the sums, then you will understand it easily. Okay, learn this one. The difference of two class boundary of a class in the class size of that is the class size of that class. So what is class size? Class size is nothing but upper class boundary minus lower class boundary. Now see this one. Suppose that 59.5 is your upper class boundary and 69.5 is your lower class boundary. So what you will do, 69.5 minus 59.5 equals to 10. So 10 is the size, class size of the class. Okay, now come here. The ratio of the class frequency and the class size of the class in any classified data is called the frequency density. The ratio, please mark this, ratio of class frequency, any class frequency ratio and the class size. So frequency density of a class, if you will learn this one, you will understand properly. Frequency density of the class is the ratio of class frequency of that class by class size. This much you have to learn only. Okay, now what is relative frequency of that class? Learn only this formula. Relative frequency of the class is class frequency of that class by total frequency. Here when we are finding frequency density, we are taking class frequency of the class by class size, and when we are finding a relative frequency of the class, we are taking class frequency of that class by total frequency. Learn this much. Okay, now percentage frequency of the class, class frequency of that class by total frequency into 100. Okay, learn this one, only the formula. Okay, why? Because we will use only the formula to solve this one, and some portion of theory will also come. Okay, that one will come in short questions or MCQ. Class 9, see exercise 11.1 of statistics, page number 195. Page 195. Okay, now read first question. Please open your book and read. I have written the number of children belonging to each of 40 families in our locality below. So someone is written number of children belonging to each of 40 families in our locality, means his or her locality. So it is written, I have already written this one. Okay, I prepare a frequency distribution table of the above given data whose classes are 0 to 2, 2 to 4, etc. From this frequency distribution table, let me understand and write class interval, class size, frequency of the class and class limit. So one data is given to you, which is this. 1, 2, in one family there is only one child, in other family 2 children, in one family there is 6 children, there are 6 children, like this it is given to you. They are telling you to make frequency distribution table. So this one is known as a frequency distribution table. Okay, so this one is known as a frequency distribution table. One more thing they told you, that I prepare a frequency distribution table of the above given data whose classes are 0 to 2, 2 to 4, It will go on like this. It means class interval will be 0 to 2, 2 to 4, then 4 to 6, then 6 to 8. Up to 8 we will go, because here maximum is 6. Can you see? Maximum is 6. Okay. But we have to take more than 1. Means if it is given up to 6, we have to take up to 8. It is the rule of frequency distribution table. If in your information, in your data, up to 6 is given to you, you have to take up to 8. Why? I will tell you. Okay. Now they are telling you to do 4 things: class interval, then class limit, then length of the class and frequency. Okay, length of the class is nothing but class size. You can write class size also. Okay, it's better write class size so that you will also understand why I have written length of the class. Okay, now 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6 and 6 to 8. Class limit. Whenever you will write class limit, you will divide it into 2 parts: lower limit and upper limit. This one is lower and this one is upper. Why? Because you have to show this one. In your book they are not showing this one, but in the exam time you have to show that lower and upper. So from where we will get lower limit and upper limit? From this class interval. You can see this one is known as a lower limit and this one is known as a upper limit. Okay, so this one upper limit and this one lower limit. That is why I have written 0, 2, 4, 6 in place of lower limit, 2, 4, 6, 8 in place of upper limit. Understood? Now class size. How you will find class size? Go to your definition and you can see difference between upper and lower limit. Difference between means 2 minus 0. What you will do? 2 minus 0. How much you will get? 2 only. So that is why I have written 2. Then 4 minus 2. You will divide, you will subtract this 2. Okay, 4 minus 2. 4 minus 2. How much you will get? 2. 2. Then 6 minus 4. 2. 8 minus 6. 2. Class size always equal for each and every class interval. If you are getting different, it means you are doing somewhere wrong. Okay, so see in this one, class size is 2. Now you have to find frequency. How you will find frequency? You will see class interval. In this one, the first one it is given 0 to 2. How much? 0 to 2. 0 to 2. But when you will come here, you will calculate only 0 and 1. It is the rule of frequency distribution table. When you are writing class interval, after writing class interval, when you are finding frequency, you will not write upper value. Means upper value is how much? Upper limit is 2. Means you will not write upper. Means 2 you will not count. 2 you will not count. Here also you will not count 4. In this one you will not count 6. And in this one you will not count 8. That is why I have to take up to 8, because we are now not counting 6 in the third one. Okay, again I am repeating, when you are finding frequency, at that time you will not count upper limit value. Here in this one 0 to 2, upper limit is 2, So you will not count 2, you will count only 0 and 1. 0 to 2 means 0 and 1 only. 2 to 4 means 4 and 5 only. Oh, 2 and 3 only. 4 to 6 means 4 and 5 only. And 6 to 8 means 6 and 7 only. You will count this one only. Understood? You will not count upper limit value. Please try to understand it properly. Now 0 to 2, we will count only 0 and 1. So start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that is why I have written frequency 11. Okay. Now we have to count 2 to 4, means 2 and 3 only. Which one? 1, 2 and 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17. That is why I am writing 17. Okay. Now we have to count 4 to 6. It means 4 and 5 only. Okay. Now 4 and 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. That is why I have written 9 here. Okay. Now 6 to 8. We will count only 6 and 7. It says in this one we have no 7. We have to count only 6. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. So 3. Okay. So this one is your class interval. So what we are doing in your question, class interval is already given 0 to 2, 2 to 4. After that we can write 4 to 6, 6 to 8. If it is ending with 2, it will start with 2. If it is ending with 4, it will start with 4. If it is ending with 6, it will start with 6. We are writing exclusive method, not inclusive one. After that you will write class limit. You have to make 2 boxes for lower and upper. Lower is 0, 2, 4, 6 and upper is 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. Now class size is nothing but the subtraction between upper class limit and lower class limit. So 2 minus 0, 2, 4 minus 2, 2, 6 minus 4, 2, 8 minus 6, 2. Okay. Now how you will calculate frequency? When you are calculating frequency for class interval 0 to 2, you will count only 0 and 1 value. You will not count 2's value. Now when you are counting 2 to 4, you will count only 2 and 3's value. You will not count 4's value. 4 to 6, 4 and 5 value only. And 6 to 8, 6 and 7 value. When we are counting, we are getting 11, 17, 9 and 3. Okay. So this one is your answer. Complete this one. Class 9C question number 2, it is given. Given below are the marks obtained by 40 students in a test of school. So this information given to you, I am writing this one. I construct the frequency distribution table of these marks by taking the class 1 to 10, 11 to 20, so on like this, 41 to 50. Okay. So first of all I am writing the given data. Now in this one they are telling you to make frequency distribution table. So this one is frequency distribution table. Okay. Now I have written class interval, class limit, class boundary, tally mark, frequency. Now you will ask why we are writing class boundary and tally mark, but in the last question we were not writing tally mark and class boundary. Now in this one, see, this is inclusive type of method, 1 to 10. It is ending with 10, but it is starting with 11. 11 to 20, then it is ending with 20 and it is starting with 21. It is ending with 30 and starting with 31. It is ending with 40 and starting with 41. This type of method is known as an inclusive method. When this type of method you have, at that time you have to make class boundary. Okay. Now first of all, class limit. Class limit is lower and upper. Lower is 1, upper is 10, lower is 11, upper is 20, lower is 21, upper is 30, lower is 31, upper is 40, lower is 41 and upper is 50. This one you have understood. Now how you will make class boundary? It's very simple and easy. See this one properly, class 9. Here upper limit is 10 and in the second class interval lower limit is 11. So what is the difference between these two? Difference means subtraction. Whenever you have to make class boundary, you will take upper limit of first class interval and lower limit of second class interval. You will subtract these two and divide by 2. Okay. Whenever you have to make class boundary, what you will do? I am writing the formula class boundary. So what you will do? Lower limit of second class interval minus upper limit of first class interval by 2. Okay, this is divided by 2. So lower limit of second class is 11 and upper limit of first class is 10 by 2. So 11 minus 10, 1 by 2. When you will convert into decimal, how much it will come? You know how to convert into decimal. If you don't know, please listen here. You are putting 1 0, it means you have to put 1 decimal. This is 0.25 extra 10. This is how much you are getting? 0.5. Okay. Now this 0.5 you have to subtract from lower limit and add in a upper limit. Again I am repeating that whenever you are finding class boundary, first what you will do? Lower class limit of second class interval minus upper class limit of the first class interval divided by 2, you are getting half. Then you will divide this half, you will get 0.5. Whatever answer will come here in decimal term, that number will subtract by lower limit and add in upper limit. This is the method. If you will subtract 1, here you have in lower limit 1. 1 minus 0.5, how much you will get? 0.5, because 1 minus 0.5. Subtract this one. If you have nothing, you can write point here. So minus 0.5. How much will you get? 0.5 only. Okay. So when you will subtract 0.5 from 1, you will get 0.5. And when you will add 10 in 10, when you will add 0.5, you will get 10.5. Again 11 will become 10.5 and 20 will become 20.5. 21 will become 20.5, 30 will become 30.5. 31 will become 30.5, 40 will become 40.5. 41 will become 40.5 and 50 will become 50.5. Now you can see upper limit of the first class interval is equals to lower limit of the second class interval. Upper limit of the second class interval is equals to lower limit of the third class interval. Okay, understood how to do this one? Practice this one properly. Okay. Now tally mark. In tally mark, you know, first you have to calculate frequency. When I am calculating 1 to 10, in between 1 and 10, means we will not count 10. Okay, we will count from 1 to 9 only. So we are getting 6, then we are getting 8, then 11, then 7, then 8. First find the frequency, then make tally mark. How to make tally mark? Here you have 6. So you will write 1, 2, 3, 4. We will make 4 stick and 5 times we will cut this one. And here we have 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, again 1. Okay? Because we have 11 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Means in tally mark you will see the frequency. If it is 6, you will make 4 skip, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 come, time you will cancel. So this one is 5. Now 1 left because here we have 6, so I am writing 1 more. Here again 8 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only in this one you have to make class boundary because it is an inclusive type of method, and you have to subtract whatever. This one you are getting 0.1, you have to subtract from the lower limit and add in the upper limit, you will get this. And tally mark, for tally mark you will see frequency, how you will count that frequency I told you in the last question already. Okay, thank you. Class 9, your homework is question number 4, and if you have any query you can ask me in the given email ID and you have to submit your homework by tomorrow. Okay, thank you.